interference in the investigation process.
Take this seriously, that the leaders of Karamoja have condemned this, and also to get out and condemn the acts that have been done by the minister. We demand for the resignation of Honorable Mary Goretti Kitutu. When you are being investigated, the moral conscience tells you you have to step aside.
For the minister, you don't have the moral authority now to work with us. So better resign.
The minister has abused the NRM principles of patriotism, the love for the people and the country, and for socio-economic transformation for the country.
Delay of implementation tells you that there is a fraud that is already taking place. How possible was it that goats were distributed, and the time between the distribution of goats and the planned time to distribute the iron sheets took beyond 6 months?
Speaking at a press conference in Moroto Municipality, the leaders alleged that the wanted relief items were found with relatives to the minister in Bugisu. The leaders want the balance of goats to be distributed to the reformed warriors who never benefited from last year's relief allotment, tractors which were meant for large-scale agriculture mechanization, and the concrete block-making machines be distributed to Karamojongs in accordance with the presidential directive.
So, demand that the Ministry of Karamoja Affairs, the minister, the team at Karamoja Affairs, must come out and tell us where is the balance of the goats. Not all goats are being delivered to districts. For example, Moroto Municipality, the mayor said that no division has even received one goat. For the case of Moroto Municipality, yes, 3 divisions have received, 1 division has not received, West Central Division, Kotuno. They have not received, and others amount is outside Kotuno.
Beneficial for iron sheets amounting to 10,731 iron sheets. We want, therefore, these iron sheets to come to the district to benefit the right beneficiaries that were targeted before.
It pronounced very clearly it's procuring more than 200 tractors, but the biggest number of those tractors are coming to Karamoja. It's unfortunate that I've heard that we're only going to receive 9 tractors. What about the 2 urban centers? We're expecting to receive at sub-county level, every sub-county to receive a tractor.
Meanwhile, LC5 chairpersons and mayors from Karamoja sub-region want Karamoja Development Agency revived to ease monitoring of programs in Karamoja. In 1980s, government developed Karamoja Development Agency, which turned into an act of 1987 aimed at developing Karamoja.
Now, as leaders of Karamoja, it's not just a statement. I think it's the reactivation and the channeling of all the funds that are meant to come to Karamoja through KDA. We have already urged, the president to increase the budget of KDA.
There will be clear, well-structured departments which the government can audit. The leaders here will be monitoring and implementation of all these programs which Karamoja Development Agency will be implementing.
The need for the Karamoja leaders, all the Karamoja leaders, whether working, whether somebody retired at home, they must join hands. There is a need, first of all, to have very good sensitization on these fellows here. If they love Karamoja, then they must unite, talk one voice.
According to the elders in Moroto district, Jackson Adome Angela, Mark Awol Musoki and Samuel Ogwel Lote had developed Karamoja. The strategy was later benchmarked and copied by Turkana County in the neighboring Kenya, which has spurred development in Turkana land.
It has succeeded in Kenya. But that's why if you go, Moroto in the 60s was too far from Lodwar. But you go to Lodwar now. Lodwar is almost like Jinja or Mbale or Soroti. Big town. Now with big trees, the trees planted, everywhere is green. It's not longer as it used to be. Just because of that program called Turkana something.
It would go a long way, probably to precipitate or to fasten the development of this region on ground. Because what I'm seeing with the ministry seems to be hanging there.
It is fine there. You should keep people who have Uganda done. You know, for us Ugandans now, we have lost trust of ourselves. You cannot trust me, you cannot trust me, and you cannot trust me. That means our country has lost trust of ourselves.
However, the collapse of KDA is blamed on leaders from Karamoja sub-region who created parallel bodies like Karamoja Project Implementation Unit, KIPU, and Karamoja Task Force Weekend, KDA.
Karamoja Development Agency. Instead, they created a parallel body trying to ignore. If they were to support Karamoja Development Agency, if they had given all the support as government had wanted, the president himself had good intentions, but the leaders of Karamoja, some leaders began turning deaf ear and instead created parallel.
More regional updates coming your way. Northern and eastern regions of Uganda have continued to register high levels of malnutrition, mainly in children under the age of 5. The Assistant Commissioner on Nutrition Division at the Ministry of Health, Asamalila Mukose, says malnutrition is due to poor feeding.
Growth, anemia, low birth weight, and underweight are synonymous with the many children born in eastern and northern Uganda. This is mainly due to poor feeding as a result of shortage of food in the affected areas.
Inadequate dietary intake in the households, households may not be having varieties of foods in the home to consume. That could be one of the reasons. You are aware about these epidemics, COVID-19 and many others. So all these are factors that lead to malnutrition.
At Imvepi Health Center 2 in Terego District, the number of patients with malnutrition apparently surpasses the number of patients with other illnesses.
When people are fed badly in the society, their nutrition status deteriorate, especially among male and female. The females one suffer because when they get pregnant, the immunity system goes down. And you find that when you take the population who come for service are mostly females.
Malnutrition accordingly has also impacted on the financial envelope of the country and also increases mortalities among children and mothers.
The cost of undernutrition to the health sector in Uganda is estimated as at 1.6% loss in GDP. According to the Ministry of Health sources, if no action is taken, an estimated more than 500,000 children's lives will be lost due to stunting. An estimated more than 500,000 children's lives will be lost due to stunting.
It is also said to have led to an increase in the percentage number of deaths of patients with non-communicable diseases, some of which have been caused by malnutrition.
Uganda is yet to register the reductions in diet-related NCDs and anemia, which is still a serious public health problem, particularly affecting the children and the pregnant women. 30% of deaths in Uganda are still attributed to NCDs. But we need to be able to address nutrition.
The 2022 Nutrition Symposium pledged support to the government in the fight against malnutrition.
While great progress has been made in addressing malnutrition in Uganda, there is still some way to go, and we need to ensure that no one is left behind. In order to do this, Action Against Hunger believes the following 4 factors are needed. 1. Increased domestic financing for nutrition. Action Against Hunger pledges its commitment to mobilizing resources, providing technical assistance and delivering programs where needed in line with the above calls for action.
WFP is proud to be a partner of the government of Uganda, and I would like to reaffirm our commitment to working with you on the delivery of quality nutrition services as laid out in our current country's strategic plan, which itself is closely aligned to National Development Plan 3.
We know that malnutrition in the early years leads to increased susceptibility to illness. as well as potential long-term negative effects on productivity in adulthood. As such, the prevention and management and support of those affected by undernutrition remain a high priority to World Vision.
According to the Ministry of Health, however, there has been some reduction in stunting from 25% to 24%, a figure expected to reduce by 2025. Joseph Odamam and Jamila Ulukam, UBC News in Kampala.
In more news, that the Office of the Prime Minister has compensated a Budo Senior Secondary School student whose suitcase was recently damaged by the vehicle attached to the Ministry of Bunyoro Affairs. While handing over the 500,000 Uganda shilling note to the student, the Senior Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, David Mugisha, said that the incident was regrettable and the culprit has been punished.
On 5th of February 2023, social media was awash with an incident in which a vehicle number UG095Z attached to the Ministry of Bunyoro Affairs ran over a suitcase belonging to a Budo Senior Secondary student. According to the eyewitnesses who didn't want to reveal his identity, the vehicle damaged the student's suitcase on the reporting day.
On that fateful evening, as the car was driving off, it was a little late in the evening, there was a suitcase that was below the car. Being a high car, the suitcase was a little low and getting dark, so the driver could not clearly see the suitcase as he was negotiating to leave. But when the incident happened, he came out together with the bodyguard and saw the damage that was there. So the information that the driver just ran off or took off is wrong information. He came out, stopped and looked at the damage, and I want to thank that finally this justice has come to an end, and it was not an intention to damage the student's suitcase, nor was it their intention to see that the child is not compensated.
This issue the Trafford feathers across social media and dared the Office of the Prime Minister to reimburse the student with 500,000 Uganda shillings.
This incident was highly regrettable, and as an institution, we have already taken measures to bring the culprit to book. I would like to take this opportunity to inform you and assure the general public that the Office of the Prime Minister does not condone or tolerate such indiscipline or any other form of indiscipline.
The school authority held the Office of the Prime Minister for exhibiting justice to the affected student.
At most, I would like to thank the Office of the Prime Minister for coming up or for taking action immediately to clear up the image, its image, because what happened in social media was not pleasing at all. And also bring justice to the affected students. Please convey our appreciation to the Office of the Prime Minister.
The affected student said he will use the money to build his music career.
Actually, I do music, so I'm going to invest in my music career, in my work, and I'll buy some grub too.
In other updates of the day, following a story that aired on UBC TV detailing an armless people excelling in primary living examinations, Good Samaritans have started coming to his aid. The chairperson of China-Uganda Charity Foundation, Zhuang, has led a team of donors to support 15-year-old innocent Odio. Odio scored aggregate 15, and one of his desires was to have a portable computer, an answer that has been given through donation.
It is a storm that continues to be withered, an obstacle that continues to be overcome, and criticism that continues to attract blessings. 15-year-old innocent Odio recently threw the country into murmurs, laughter and tears of joy. This followed his triumph in primary living examinations at Akalo Comprehensive Primary School in the Lango district of Kole in northern Uganda. Scoring 15 aggregates, despite his physical challenges, his story attracted the attention of sympathizers. One such good Samaritan is Zong Shuang Kwan. He has led a host of members of the China-Uganda Charity Foundation to come to the aid of the promising young man.
Our help is limited, but like you said, like the God's help is unlimited. I hope you will achieve your dream. Anything you ask.
Gifted with a portable computer, Odio has been subjected to modern technology orientation, including ChatGPT and Google Voice Search.
What is a map?
Here's the definition of map. A diagrammatic representation of an area of land or sea showing physical features, cities, roads, etc.
Chinese children of almost his age bracket have offered cash and books among other items to boost his quest for a bright future.
Through what I can give them and what my parents can provide, I hope that I can help more children in the future and give them a comfortable life and that they can enjoy life like I do.
This donation from my savings is a donation to help you for your education, to help you in your future to get what you want to achieve in your education.
I'm giving him this book about history from the 20th century because it's very important to learn about history. It's a very important subject. And learning from history can also benefit your future. So this is why I'm giving it to him.
This has been complemented with food staff donations from Mandela Foundation.
And we definitely wish this gentleman that he does wonders in his life, and hope God bless him with more kind of laurels in his growth.
Left.
UBC Lunchtime News. Education experts have called for revised curriculums at all levels of education to fast-track quality education whose products will not only be job creators but morally upright people. This was echoed during the Quality Education Accountability Conference organized by Business Friends Africa, held at Hotel Africana here in Kampala.
Boards rolled out a revised curriculum for lower secondary level targeting reduction of content overload in 2020. However, barely 3 years into the implementation of the curriculum, experts in the education sector are calling for the same revision of curriculums at all levels of education.
We've mastered the art of getting 4s, yeah? We've mastered the art of getting 5. But at the end of the day, what is the child going to become?
The pressure is too much from society. Parents are tired of sending their children to school and all they bring back is a report card. They want to see more skills given to their children.
These accuse schools, especially privately owned, for majoring in teaching learners to cram as opposed to understanding, which retards one's thinking capacity.
And then at graduation we tell the students, hey, go out and become job creators and not job seekers. Where did you teach them that? That's my question. Where in the process did you teach them that? If we didn't do that, then what are we saying to them really? Are we being serious? What are we telling them?
And teaching is imparting knowledge, skills and values, whereby the knowledge goes to the head. That is the cognitive domain. The skills will deal with the hands, touching, and when it comes to the values, go to the heart. Here we have the morals, the behavior, and what have you. These are the 3 H that we deal with when we are dealing with the child: the cognitive, the psychomotor, and the affective domains.
Responding to this call, Dr. Grace Baguma of the National Curriculum Development Center chose to challenge stakeholders on the importance of each playing their individual roles.
For Senior 6, the process is ongoing, and we are going to come back and look at primary again. But you see, reviews are normal. You may review something and after 2 years you find that you need to change. Just like the way you revise your books or whatever. This is academic work. So we
Moving on, Bulisa District Education Department and leaders are concerned over the declining rate number of girls who complete a primary 7. The Bulisa District Education Officer Kiza Kasangaki says only 25% of girls who join primary school made it past primary 7. He says this has also been partly attributed to the high rates of defilement and reluctance of parents in educating the girl child.
Total has given to my daughter. As a parent, I've been meeting a lot of challenges. Because you know, getting money, it's not easy. Although I'm a teacher, but the money we are getting is not enough. I have also other children who are schooling, others are in A level, others have sat this senior 4, others are in other classes. So it has not been easy to support my daughter. So I'm very, very happy. In fact, when results came, I could not sleep. I was thinking where to get the money to take this girl, because I also have others who are in different levels. So I'm very, very, very happy.
Bulisa district, you have been actually performing poorly on the side of girl-child education, simply because of a number of factors, domestic violence, girl-child neglect. There are some traditions, different culture, whereby others still think that a girl shouldn't go to school. A girl must actually be taught domestic work, should be prepared to do housework.
Better than that, but because of COVID-related concerns and the flooding of the lake, many parents were affected.
Well, when we do return shortly after these messages, we find out during our business or segment why Uganda is not among those countries that will be going for recession when it comes to the state of the economy. Stay with us.
Sent transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. With Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. Still coming to you live from Broadcast House now. To business this Saturday. Uganda is not among countries likely to go into recession in the course of 2023, argues Julius Mukunda, the Executive Director, Civil Society Budgetary Advocacy Group. Mukunda bases his argument of the stabilization of the economy in the recent months. Last year, the International Monetary Fund cut its global growth forecast of 2023, warning of a potential global recession.
It had been projected that Uganda's economy will grow at 3.5% in the current financial year, but there is prospect of better results, argues Julius Mukunda, the Executive Director, Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group.
We are projecting even to get to 5.3 and above. We've not returned back to 6% of the pre-COVID period, but I think the projection is really is going up. We've also seen that we have also some increased, our exports are increasing. Our imports also have increased. I mean, a country like Uganda is, when you have more imports, again, is that there is business. People are importing, they are making money, so there is business. Our shilling is still stable.
Mukunda believes the country is not in danger of a recession, an observation based on the gradual stabilization of the economy.
As you can see, the inflation we had was very imported inflation. Because the inflation internally for food, we knew we deal with it. 3-4 months down the road, you deal with it. Because when the rain is come, inflation runs away. It washes away all the inflation that you have. And indeed, when it started raining, inflation started going away. So for me, I think it is very critical that, yes, some countries are going to face it very difficult. But as Uganda, I think we have all the chances of not having a recession. Unless we just sit in our chair and relax and wait for God's grace.
However, the current economic situation is hard-hitting and has prompted government to take drastic measures geared at stopping revenue leakages and achieving high net savings.
These days, crises like taxis. Another one is always on the way as one is leaving the stage. And we are ready to ensure that we mitigate at least on the impact of these crises, anticipate them, provide resilience so that we can be able to, first of all, recover the economy, but put it on a trajectory which can take us to another level.
According to analysts, government is facing a thin fiscal space to roll out key policies due to increased public borrowing to fund infrastructure projects.
It's embarrassing because we have power at Isimba and it has never been evacuated. Simply because somebody forgot that if you are building a dam, you need to build transmission lines. So having a dam without transmission lines, you are as good as not having electricity. So you need to think throughout the whole process. So it's very, 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 very important that once you are building this kind of infrastructure, you think of the end result.
In June last year, Uganda's public debt reached a danger zone of 79 trillion Uganda shillings. It is projected to increase from the current 48.4% to 53.1% in 2023. Charlotte Amuge and Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Well, with business updates coming your way this Saturday marks the end of this particular newscast. Keep watching UBC as we inspire you, and for more news later on in our timely subsequent news hours of the day. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and from the entire team behind the scene, enjoy your day. God bless you. Thank you for your company.